great wholesome 22nd day of October on this great Sunday evening. Here we are, another day, another day. Man, what to say? I got nothing really. Did Kundalini, got up, did Kundalini, some Kundalini yoga. We did a microdose today. First Sunday that I don't microdose on psilocybin in a long time. And I was about to, and then it was like, nah, don't do it today. I scheduled psilocybin microdosing about last year. I had to schedule it because I wasn't going to do it. If I didn't schedule it, I wouldn't do it. Because out of everything that I've messed with since I started, messing with substances like around 10, 11 years old with alcohol, this is the only earthly substance that I have to schedule, that I never feel like doing. So check them out, family. Check them out. Do the research. Don't go off of what other people say as it relates to these wonderful medicinal fungal bodies. They do amazing work to the human organism. They do some very, very amazing work. And you might not enjoy your first time neither, but you must continue to do them if you ever hope to make those great leaps and bounds on the spiritual, on the mental, on the emotional level, in every way that you need. But yo, check it. Proverbs 22, the Proverbs of Solomon, King Solomon, the soul of man, the wisest and richest soul that has ever lived. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common: the Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the mindfulness of the Most High God are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snare are in the way of the perverse. He who guards his soul will be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. He who sows iniquity will reap sorrow, and the rod of anger will fall. He who has a generous eye will be blessed, for he gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scoffer, and contentions will leave. Yes, strife and reproach will cease. He who loves purity of heart and has grace on his lips, the king will be his friend. The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge, and he overthrows the words of the faithless. The lazy man says, there is a lion outside. I shall be slain in the streets. The mouth of an immoral woman is a deep pit. He who is abhorred by the Lord will fall there. The mouth of an immoral woman is a deep pit. He who is abhorred by the Lord will fall there. Be mindful of those that wine and dine you with their lips. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it out. Do not spare the rod from your children, all right? If they deserve an ass whooping, give them an ass whooping. If they deserve a lecture, give them a lecture. If they deserve a hug and a kiss and love, give them that hug, that kiss, and love. But do not spare the rod whenever necessary. Sometimes lectures won't be enough. Sometimes you're going to have to whoop that ass and deliver their soul from hell. All right? Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction will drive it far from him. He who oppresses the poor to increase his riches, and he who gives to the rich will surely come to poverty. These are sayings of the wise. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing if you keep them within you. Let them all be fixed upon your lips, so that your trust may be in the Lord. I have instructed you today, even you. Have I not written to you excellent things of counsel and knowledge, that I may make you know the certainty of the words of truth, that you may answer words of truth to those who send to you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, nor oppress the afflicted at the gate. For the Lord will plead their cause and plunder the souls of those who plunder them. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. Do not be one of those who shakes hands in a pledge, one of those who is surety for debts. If you have nothing with which to pay, why should he take your bed from under you? Do not remove the ancient landmarks which your fathers have set. Do you see a man who excels in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men. This one right here. Do you see a man who excels in his works? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before unknown men. This one right here, and one from a few days that said, a man's gift makes room for him. There it is. Proverbs 18. A man's gift makes room for him, and it will bring him before greats. You will not find your gift in school. You will not find your gift in a book. You will only find your gift when you begin to work on yourself and to refine every skill set that has been gifted to you with mindful attention and intention. All right? Your gifts will make room for you, and they will bring you before greats. You will not stand before unknown people. You will stand before many. If you refine your gift of communication, your gift of oratory, your gift of singing, your gift of writing, your gift of tech, designing, anything, whatever your gift is, if you work on yourself, if you work on your mindset, your intellect, on managing your emotions properly, on using your willpower to the best of your capacity, doing what is right rather than what you feel like. Hey, we are all guilty of doing more than what we feel like doing than of doing what is necessary. If you work on your faith, on your fitness, on your relationship with your families, how you love your mother and your father and your brothers and your sisters and every individual in your family, how you're able to make yourself, genuinely love these individuals by loving yourself in a genuine fashion. How you're able to, handle your friends and deal with your friends and associate with friends and build up friendships with people, with strangers out in the world. That will determine how much of an impact you are able to have through your own life. Your life is God's gift to you. What we do with our life is our gift to, to life, to God, to the people that we come into contact with. All is one and one is all. There is no, there is no one way to call this one source that divided itself into trillions of life forms. Each and every one of us would have a way of, relating to it. Your God is a jealous God, so don't try to relate to God how, the Jehovah's Witness may do it, how the Muslims may do it, how the Protestants or the Jews or however other people do it. You know what I'm saying? Relate to your Lord and Savior how is most fitting to you, while at the same time being obedient to the laws that are written within you, the tabernacle, within the temple. You get what I'm saying? Those laws are in you. Nobody has to tell them to you. You already know. Thou shalt not kill. You get what I'm saying? Thou shalt not look at thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt do unto others as thou would have others do unto you. Thou shalt not steal. Like, these are things that are written within us. These are not laws that somebody has to tell us. You get what I'm saying? Maybe as we're young, we might have to make it clear to a child because maybe he inherited too many negative genes from their parents. Because it is as much as nurture as it is nature. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can try to nurture and bring up a child as best as we can, but sometimes some of those bad habits are genetically imprinted in that child, and it's simply being mindful enough to address them so that as they grow up, they don't grow up to be like the source from which they sprung. You get what I'm saying? It says it right here. Foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it far from him. We inherit 72,000 genes, or 72,000 genes from each one of our parents, or what is it, like 24 chromosomes from each parent, 23, 24, whatever it is. I'm not a science guy. I'm no theologian either, so I can't teach you about the Bible. I can't teach you about science. I can only do my best to, articulate some messages that are helpful to our personal development. That's what I really like to focus on, personal development. You get what I'm saying? This right here is a task that I gave myself. Reading this book every day, coming online, doing this live. This is a task that I gave myself. I'm going on year 3 of reading this book, and I'm going on day 22 of coming on this live and being consistent with getting on this live every day now for the past 22 days, doing outdoor meditations for the past almost 30 days. Just developing some consistency, man. Like that's the maker and breaker of many individuals in life. A lot of people never become anything because they're inconsistent. They don't want to take the time to think. One of the hardest things for people to do is to sit down and think. That's why most will rather just go and get a job and work for somebody else that does the thinking for them. You get what I'm saying? So that's what that book has done for me. That book has allowed me to, put things into perspective. Once I read one verse in there, only give strong drink to those who are suffering and those who are bitter of heart. It made me think like, I'm not suffering and I'm not bitter of heart. I shouldn't be drinking. You get what I'm saying? And that's just one of the things. A man's gift makes room for him, and it will bring him before many greats. Right there. If I continue to refine my gifts, what those gifts are, it will bring me before many greats. And the same thing can be said for you. If you continue to refine your gift, your skill sets, whatever it is that, you find easiest to do and you enjoy doing it, you will be brought before many greats. And a table will be set before your enemies for them to, have to eat as you sit at the head of that table. I don't know how that verse goes, but you're going to do great things if you put your mind, body, and soul to it, or your mind, spirit, and everything, your whole being into whatever it is that you're doing. And you do it with grace, and you do it with appreciation, and you do it with enthusiasm. You will have the impact that you are meant to have, family. You will create for yourself the kind of lifestyle that you desire, that is enjoyable, that that allows you to travel, to be with family, to be with friends, to do charitable works, to give back. You get what I'm saying? To be a positive force for good in this life. You will do those things if you do the work. I wholeheartedly believe it. That's why I continue to do my work. For myself, for my family, for my friends, in whatever way, shape, or form it can be made possible at this point in my life. In a few more years, I'll be able to do more than I'm able to do now. But if I can't do the best that I can now, if you can't do the best that you can now with what you got, then what is the point of getting more of what you may want if you're not doing the best, if we're not doing the best that we can with what we have in the now? So learn to appreciate what we have now. Let us learn to appreciate better what we have now, so that we can, have more clarity to put what we have now to better use, so that when we get more later, we can do the same thing with that more that we get in the future. But other than that, I have accomplished my task. This day was a dope day. You get what I'm saying? We didn't do too many crazy things after Kundalini. We didn't go hiking, me and the gents. We didn't go to New York. We didn't do anything crazy. So you know what I had? I went and got my cigars for today. Cigar Sunday. I went to my brother's house and I vibed over there. Coincidentally, my mom ended up bringing my little nieces over, so they was there as I told them I was about to go outside to smoke my cigar. One of them was like, "Oh, today's Sunday cigar, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I try to let the little ones, see me from time to time doing certain things that they never see me doing, so that they can kind of like understand, like, this person is not perfect, but this person is disciplined, and I can see now why he encourages discipline in our lives and why he does the things that he does. But it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when we begin to become a conscious force for good in our life and in the life of our loved ones, and in the lives of our friends and those individuals that fall into our sphere of influence. So do your best, family. Do your best to do your best by you, because you get to impact many people that come around you, and you never know who might be in need of whatever word, whatever uniqueness you have to spew out of your mouth. But other than that, yo, you have a great evening. It ain't nothing but love. You have a blessings, man. Blessed evening and a blessed rest of this month. All right, one love. It's been your guy Sosa, aka Super Conscious Living, Super Conscious Thoughts. You have a good one.